Howdy, folks. Welcome to Retsutalk, episode 42. The answer to everything. Today we're live, once again on Twitch. How's it feel, Slow Beef?
That's good. Was that a Doctor Who reference you were just doing? Or
A Hitchhiker's Guide.
I know. I'm just being silly.
Oh, you.
You know, I saw some chart about all the different Doctor Who's, and the Google Doodle is currently Doctor Who, and Ironicus keeps talking that up. I was thinking of getting into it, but I don't really know where to start. Aren't there like 12 different like series of Doctor Who's or something like that?
Well, it's been around since like the 1760s.
Okay.
Ended its initial run in like the 80s at some point. Then they had a movie that didn't go over very well. Then it restarted again in 2005. So if you got Netflix and want to start from a point that's relatively easy to catch up from, you could do the 2005.
All right.
Because, you know, it's a British TV series, so a full season isn't that many episodes compared to America.
So it's like Quantum Leap, only there's a police box, right? Is the idea?
More or less, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I have seen Quantum Leap, so maybe I don't need to watch Doctor Who then. Did you ever watch Quantum Leap?
I never did, no.
I used to love that show when I was younger.
I saw a clip of Scott Bakula looking confused, and he goes, "I'm retarded?"
Yeah,
and then he looks at the mirror, and he's somehow gone into the body of a kid with Down syndrome.
Yep, that's an episode. He goes into a schizophrenic's body, and then starts going into like having personality switches to people he's leapt into previously.
Okay, that's confusing.
It's a crazy show, man. Also, it has a surprise twist ending, which was a very weird final episode, but it was kind of dark. So it was weird that the story went where it did. But
would you recommend I watch that series?
Nah, I don't know. It's like from the 80s. It's like I watched it when I was like maybe 14. You know, so back then I'm like, hey, Quantum Leap, that's cool. And now I'm like, that could be totally cheesy bullshit nowadays. I don't know.
They ever make Quantum Leap video games?
Yeah. Well, no, I've heard they did, but I never played it. It's one of those like old PC games, allegedly like a DOS game that like my friend of a friend saw, but
I know a channel that likes looking at games like that.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally blanking on what you mean, actually.
Me too. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Long plays.
Oh, yeah. Well, we could take a look sometime.
And by extension, Retsutalk.
Hey, speaking of long plays, we just finished Urban Runner.
Yeah, we talked about doing a debrief of that, but I kind of at a loss for what to say. Like with some of the games with Harvester, you have some kind of analytical point of view to address it from. Like, here's what it was trying to do. Here's where it failed. Urban Runner, I'm not even sure what it was trying to do.
This is sort of a tricky thing because the podcast is going to air on Wednesday. And by then we'll have aired the plot explanation video Smite did for us. Which
is kind of a misnomer.
Yeah, it basically is even more confusing than the plot before it. So, but now we're also doing this podcast live, so people have not seen it. So it's a sort of Schrodinger's cat thing of seeing the plot explanation, basically.
What about people in the chat now who hear this again on Wednesday? What about them?
Well, then it will be Schrodinger's cat will be alive and dead, or have been dead previously and alive later. I'm not good at. I didn't play enough Virtue's Last Reward to understand this.
I follow. Look, do you just want to watch League of Legends on Twitch instead of the?
So,
because it's apparently taken up all the bandwidth. No one can even hear us.
Oh, good. All right. So you know what it is? I think this company Cocktail Vision made Urban Runner in French.
So they were drunk, is what you're saying?
They were. Yes, that is what.
That's why they named themselves that.
Absolutely. That's the classy term for beer goggles is Cocktail Vision.
Right.
But no. So I think they made the game, and then for God knows what reason, Sierra was like, "Yeah, we'll license that," and overdubbed it and added the very obvious fake ending. Or the fake ending choice. It's like, do you want Ada to live or die? Press 1 if, you know. But you can tell she's totally dead, and they didn't even have footage of her to, like, use afterwards, you know?
Yeah, what was just like a line of dialogue they added in?
Yeah, he's like, oh, she's okay. And then, like, she's still on the ground, and he just leaves without her. And then our best friend, Dee Dee, lived through it, you know?
Right. Just a quick canon change, don't have to see it.
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing a bulletproof vest the whole time.
You know, it's funny, we're having Twitch issues, and now I don't feel so bad bringing this up, but did you hear about all the controversy on Twitch?
A little bit through, like, secondhand sources, just, but not a full summary.
Yeah, I have, like, I've heard basically bits and pieces of it, but It's sort of incredible, but so apparently every Twitch user or whatever can have their own like custom emotes that their chats can use and things like that. And a lot of people can be banned or whatever for not using the right emotes and things like that. But one of the admins or mods on Twitch uploaded, I guess, his girlfriend or boyfriend's his boyfriend, I think, his boyfriend's persona emote.
Okay.
Which is a global one, then all of a sudden everybody had this emote. So people complained, and I guess he started banning people willy-nilly, and
the guy who was the owner of the persona emote?
The moderator, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, he has stepped down now as moderator of Twitch for going nuts and banning everyone who didn't agree with his emote or whatever. And there's apparently a lot more to it and a lot more like fucked up stuff he said and did and things like that. But it's a tricky sort of thread to follow. The only summary I really found of the issue is on Reddit. And you know, the problem is that when people sort of align against someone,
mob mentality kicks in.
Yeah, and then like some of the stories you can tell are kind of bullshit. So like one guy got banned then unbanned, and he had a Twitch title that was his channel. He's playing Typing of the Dead, and it said Typing of the Dead : remove horror. And what was like, you know, so yeah, I guess it's bullshit or whatever to get rid of this moderator in the title of your Twitch. I don't really know the terms of service, the rules, you know,
right?
But the one thing that was bullshit is people were contending like, oh, get it? He's playing Typing of the Dead. Remove horror. It had nothing to do with that. It's like, oh, come the fuck on. Like, it obviously did, you know?
Okay.
Like, even if you don't like the guy and you have a good case against him, let's not dilute it with, like, silly nonsense like that, you know? But
so what was he moderating that was apparently so ubiquitous that this became a story in the first place?
I think he was, like, it's like a Twitch admin, as in, like, globally, like, across all
okay.
channels and such. So, yeah. So Twitch issued an apology, and
do you think in cyber cafes this is what people gossip about?
I don't think
is this the future of cyber cafes?
I guess. I think though in the future we're not even going to be speaking using our voices. Like it'll all be interpretive dance in front of.
Wow! Imagine having all of that telepathically put into your mind all at once.
I think it's just going to be via the Kinect. Like I'll just be acting this out basically, and Microsoft.
Ew, don't do that.
Transmit gross. That across.
Yeah.
I think so. Anyway. So yeah, I'm glad to know that like there's all sorts of crazy gossip and nonsense going on sites that I don't have to moderate or do anything with. So
does it make you feel better about moderating Let's Play?
Not really, but you know, it did give me a brief respite.
Do you feel okay moderating my Twitch stream?
I guess.
I'm seeing the occasional emote come in, so just hold yourself back.
I'll try. I don't really understand what's involved, and like I don't understand why you need to moderate a chat room unless someone is spamming directly, or I guess I just explained why someone needs to moderate a chat room. No, but like I don't know, chat rooms feel just so ephemeral, you know?
Yeah.
Like unless someone is persistent about it, you know? I don't know. In which case,
you know, this kind of goes into the thing we were talking about in the pre-show where you were talking about people like the games thread about the Xbox One that was getting out of hand.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. So I'm not one to participate in forum discussions too much, but especially when you get so engaged in something as silly as a console, I just wonder why.
You know, I have this theory.
Like, what drives someone to want to talk about something so much that, and put so much, even not just talk about it, but put so much passion into that in a text forum?
So consoles, I find, tend to be a lot like cell phones. Insofar as if you pick one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. So you have that, you
feel the need to justify more and more, like it defines you as a person who makes good choices in some way.
There's a marketing term for it, actually. It's not pain of the purchase, not buyer. It's the opposite of buyer's remorse, more or less. But basically, it is. Yeah, you want to justify your purchase. When you buy something like that, especially an expensive thing, since it makes you feel better, you want to build it up as a good purchase, no matter what it is, right?
Of course, yeah.
The thing about that is you create this sort of, I think what happens is then you become this sort of fanboy and you sort of, or fangirl or what have you, and you sort of prophesize or proletize the product, and then you create sort of an anti-fanboy girlism. Is there like a gender neutral term for that?
Fan-human, Slow Beef.
Fan-humanist? Okay, because I don't want to... The fans, I don't know. It creates, like, an anti-fanboyism or whatever, and, like, then people who were sort of in the middle or didn't care that much about it get pushed onto the other side of it, you know? So it just kind of keeps the battle going.
So how does that happen, though?
Well, I think it's...
Like, I've not purchased a console yet, and I can't imagine seeing a conversation and feeling inclined to defend one side or the other based on not owning any of them.
Okay, so... well, let's pretend we're reasonable people here, okay?
I'll try.
You buy an Xbox, I buy a PlayStation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the worst I could say is, I don't get why you bought an Xbox, and you're like, well, XYZ, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, you're Hitler.
Right. Well, okay. But I guess...
Did I go too far? Was that too much
yes,
of a jump?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'll pull back.
So when you're at this, like, sort of... when you're younger, and you're going to have this console for years, and someone's like, why the fuck would you buy an Xbox? You're like, because your mother's a whore or something. You know what I mean? So, like...
Valid reason.
Yeah. And then you bring that to the internet, and then someone who's sort of normal and bought their Xbox or PlayStation or what have you and sees that kind of reaction, they get kind of, I think, pushed back on their front, too. And they're like, wow, these fucking Xbox people are, like, immature assholes. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about, you know? And it sort of feeds in it and becomes, like, a whole thing. And then that person sets it off and so on and so on and so on. It's a chain reaction of events, I think. Because at the end of the day, like, it's the stupidest thing to actually have an argument about because they make the fucking same games for both consoles anyway, more or less, you know?
Yeah, very few exclusives more and more nowadays, it seems.
Yeah. I mean, I like...
Halo and Uncharted.
Yeah, like, I like Sony, but I could live without Uncharted or God of War if I had to, you know? Like, and I could definitely live without Halo. Ouch! No,
Actually, shots. Lasers fired. Plasma...
something or other.
Something.
So, yeah, but then you get into, like, the PC gamer thing, too, which is odd, and then, like... But again, like I said, you see it with cell phones, too, with the whole, like, iOS, Android, BlackBerry thing back in the day, you know?
I play the cheapest games.
Right, exactly. No, but you know what I mean, like, if you buy a cell phone... You saw this especially pre-iPhone, smartphone kind of shit. Like, if you got some Nokia with a keyboard... It was like, somebody else would be like, oh, I don't really need a keyboard. And you're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Keyboards are the best. You know what I mean? Like, you get these stupid kind of arguments about it because you're stuck with that purchase for like 2 years until your contract's up.
Sure. Do you think everybody uses phones for gaming?
Cars, I think, too. Nowadays, yeah, I think so.
See, I still can't get into mobile gaming even when it's so readily available all the time.
They're basically, it's a casual thing. I mean, they totally swept that market out from Nintendo and the Wii.
God, I've never felt so uncash.
No, but it's all like mini games that like you play for like 5 minutes and don't give a shit about.
Pick up and play, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
No.
I'm just, the whole thing makes me so sad. No,
so as of today's recording, all of the new consoles are out.
They are. I don't know what to get, honestly. What about you?
I've been inclined more and more to get a Wii U, because interestingly enough, the Mario 3D World came out right around the Xbox One's release. And I was kind of lukewarm about 3D World at first when I saw a few of the trailers here and there, but when I was watching some of the video reviews and just some wider footage of it, it looks really, really, really fun. Like, everything you want to see in a Mario game looks like it's there.
I was kind of turned off by the Wii U when it first came out, because...
there was nothing to play?
Yeah, my brother got one for his kids, and I played around with it, and I was like, eh. I went to the Nintendo store, I watched some, is it New Super Mario Brothers? Was that one of the launch titles?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like, oh, Mario's in HD, and it's like, you know.
But it's also kind of more the same.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. And I don't know, like, some of the franchise stuff, you know, I know, haha, other M, but, like, Metroid I don't really care about anymore. Kid Icarus, Zelda, I've heard the new one's very good, but that's for 3DS. So, I don't know. How much is the Wii U? Is it still $300, or are they price drop?
I believe it's $300 right now. You can get some bundles for a little bit more. I saw a bundle that has Mario U and Luigi U for, like, $40 extra on Amazon.
Honest to God, I don't feel very strongly about any of the consoles this round. You know, I mean...
Could it be just growing up?
I think that's part of it.
Because, the last of the previous gen came out 6 years ago, roughly? 6-7 years?
Was it that long? It's been about 5-6 years at least.
Yeah. You had more of that youthful excitement going into it?
Yeah.
More, your imagination was able to wander more and imagine the possibilities?
Yeah. Also, I wasn't a homeowner. So it was like, you know, it's like...
The home is the ultimate console.
That's the thing. No, it was like Do I want PlayStation or Xbox? Fuck it, I got a credit card.
I want to pay my mortgage is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's exactly it now. Now it's like, I need to save, but it's like...
I need to save my marriage.
No, it's like, I got a credit card that I could never touch, And I honestly, like, PlayStation and Xbox just seem kind of fungible to me. Like, there's nothing about either one of them that seems particularly wonderful.
Well, the major thing that seems to be setting them apart from a marketing standpoint is the PS4 seems to be more about, look at these indie games we've got. You remember when they had their unveiling, they had this huge line of a whole bunch of indie demo things. Whereas the Xbox One is more about, hey, you can watch sports, you can talk to your friends about what you're doing. It's like a more of just multimedia, anything you would need to do with less of an emphasis on the games portion. That seems to be how they're positioning the consoles as far as I can tell.
I see.
But again, to your point, though, yeah, you're still getting a lot of, cross-platform games, and so maybe it doesn't matter so much. I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, this round, Sony learned from their PS3 mistake, and apparently PlayStation 4 is a lot more PC-friendly, meaning like it, to develop for it feels more like normal, I guess, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, PlayStation 3 had a lot of issues there. So now, but all that means to me though is that it's just going to be easier to make cross-platform games.
And sharing has never been easier
on PS4, right?
And I believe Xbox One as well.
Are they doing the streaming thing too, or?
I'm pretty sure they are.
See, what is the angle there? Is it just marketing via the stream and everything?
Well, I think it's just be connected with your friends through video games anytime you want.
I'm thinking, because if I'm one of them, I say, you get to stream for free. I'll build that in. But I'm going to run it on my network, not Twitch or YouTube if I can. And I'm going to run ads on it. You know what I mean?
But see, they're only working... They have a partnership with Twitch. And I think possibly Ustream as well.
Okay.
So when you hit, when you go onto your PS4, you can put in your Twitch login. But you can't do some other stream service login thing. And so once you have that login and the accounts are connected, you just hit the button on your controller and boom, you're streaming.
Right.
And the controller has a microphone and everything. It's incredibly easy.
That's amazing. You've sold me. Which one were you talking about again?
Retsupurae has never been easier.
The Wii U. We're coming out with our own console, actually.
Retsupurae is?
Yes. It makes fun of you while you play the whole time. But I spent a week on that joke. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the fence.
Well, you just gotta find that one game that makes you think. I mean, that's what it was with the previous generation, wasn't it? Where, with PS4, I think it was Metal Gear Solid 4 that I felt like, okay, I really want to play this. Or PS3, really want to get it, so I got it.
So that would be an example of buyer's remorse, I think.
Yes, exactly. I think the Wii, what convinced me to get the Wii? It may have been the new Super Mario Brothers game that convinced me to get the Wii.
Honestly, the thing with, I thought the Wii was novel enough. I played it at a friend's house when it came out. Then I'm like, I gotta get this,
So you played the Wii Sports and were like, all right, I can dig this boxing.
Yeah, that was I thought that was kind of sick, if you want to know the truth. Like the bowling especially. Like, I was like...
The bowling was fun.
You know what it was? Obviously, Wii Sports is not like, oh, well, that's gonna be the fucking console war winner.
Finally, I can train to be a professional athlete in my living room.
No, I mean,
for free with the console sold.
Obviously, that wasn't it. But I was like, holy shit, there is so much fucking potential here. And then that just went away. So...
See, the Wii U, when it came out, kind of seemed the opposite of that. You had your tablet controller, but nothing that stood out like, oh, that's what they're doing with it.
Yeah, right? It was like exactly the opposite. Like, I see no potential with the Wii U, Right. I don't really understand exactly what it was they were going for. I mean, I told you I wrote that paper on the Wii U, right? For my marketing.
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna... I did call the price point, but apparently that's all, because then after that, like, I had no idea what they're doing. By the way, that's the litmus test for a good console, is if I write a paper on it and they do what I say, it'll be the perfect console.
Yeah, does it pass that slow beef test?
Exactly, the slow beef litmus test of consoles.
That's important.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I'm not quite sold on buying a super expensive PC gaming rig.
Yeah, you've been talking about that for a while.
I know. I'd rather kind of get a cheaper one that is, like, serviceable, but... cause I've been burned on that in my life too, where you buy like a PC and then like it's running the top of the line games and then like 2 years later it's not.
Did you custom build that though, or was it a pre-assembled dealie that you got?
I've never custom built.
Yeah. I think your mind's going to be blown if you take that jump and do the custom build angle.
I think so, but then the problem with that is I do then want to like I was like, oh, I might as well get top of the line there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you got to know that there are some limits where, I mean, you got to know where the line of overkill is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because, yeah, it's really easy to blow like $2,000+ on something when you just haven't, and you wind up with extraneous things that you wind up never even using and not even pushing it to its needless limit.
I hear
so
you.
To speak.
Yeah, exactly. Or I forget what website put together the large pixel collider. Did you read about that? It has like 4 graphics cards or whatever.
Oh, the super duper computer thing. Yeah, you did show me that.
Yeah, and it runs is it Battlefield 4 like 3 monitors at 1440 resolution. Yeah. So like I can't do the math right now, but it's like the 3 times the horizontal resolution. You know what I mean? And it's like that's incredible, except when am I going to do that, really? You know?
Finally, we can stream Minecraft in 10,000p.
Did I tell you my invention?
I don't think so.
The arcade I want to make? I'm so pissed off because there is no market for this. But like, I asked my wife, too, if I could make it in our garage, and she said no, so I'm fucked. No. Have you ever heard of the Sega R360 arcade?
No, I remember you mentioning the name, but I don't think I got a full explanation from you on what it is.
Okay. Do you remember Afterburner? It was an old Sega arcade game ported to the Genesis.
No. Oh, wait, I think I remember what you're talking about now. I think you did mention this to me.
So it's a jet flying game, right? And the arcade is a gyroscope. You sit in like a roll cage, and it has like so you can do like you as a person, I mean, not in the game or whatever, are doing like 360s and shit like that, you know, as you're playing.
Right.
And they had like a panic button. There was like an operator out to watch it and shit. If you combine that with the Oculus Rift, you are going to make money is just going to pour right out of the screen. That's all I have.
But then the first thing everyone thinks of is, how do we use this for sex games?
Well, yeah.
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 Give me some of those visual novel anime games, and then we'll talk.
Oh, God. Can I tell you the worst fucking thing that happened in the mod forum a couple of weeks ago?
Okay.
Somebody, I won't get into which mod or what forum, because it was kind of a ridiculous question to start with. It's like, apparently there is a Japanese Oculus Rift game that uses, do you remember there's like a force feedback controller? Looked like a tripod you held onto. It was a PC one, so like there was like a gun attachment. It was like a 3-dimensional mouse, and it had like force feedback, so it would push on you. So like if you were firing a gun, let's say if there was a gun attachment for it, it would push back so you'd feel like recoil. Whatever. The point is, they have an attachment that you put your dick into. This Japanese company for the force feedback.
Okay.
And then they combine it with the Oculus Rift, and they show these people watching it at some like mall or something like that.
Watching it.
Yeah, and then there's like an anime girl like, you know, jerking off like a something, you know what I mean? Well, it's first person,
something?
I guess. No, it's a weird.
Not even a person.
I mean, it sucks in audio format. The video though is like she's holding a bottle or some shit. But the worst is that like it got reported for being like child porn or something because the anime girl looked really young. So then there was a sort of debate about it and shit like that. So yeah, that was kind of a low point of the. But
I'm sorry. Did you say low point or selling point?
But I think that's there's also, by the way, an Oculus Rift like 3D game with like these super fucking realistic people and shit like that. You know, like apparently they don't animate, but you can like walk up to them and they have like pores on their skin, and they're all naked, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Right. Like it's funny because I thought as a joke, like, oh, haha, they'll use the Oculus Rift for sex, but fuck, we are gonna be so fucked in the next generation. I swear to God.
So why wasn't that at E3?
Wait, I didn't mean literally there. Why wasn't that at E3? It will be. I'm telling you. 20 years from...
I think I have an idea for our PAX panel.
Hey, that is good.
It's a hands-on one.
I am old-fashioned masturbating right now, just so you know.
Okay, well,
yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
I finished. I'm a very mellow masturbator.
All right, can I bring up the topic I want to bring up?
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling pretty disillusioned with Let's Play lately.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Okay. This is a friend of mine who does videos and spends a lot of time on them is getting out of the game, or it feels like they want to get out of the game. And I'm like, why? I was like, I think you make good shit or whatever. And they're like, you know what? I spend like hours because I want to make it look right and do right and all that stuff. And, but somebody else will just upload Battlefield 4 footage and it'll look like shit, but they get like 1 million subscribers and views and shit like that. He's like, there's no point to it, honestly. And, I didn't have a good comeback.
Yeah, I kind of get it. I mean, Let's Play has gotten so big that it's hard to get into the game at this point and have people pay attention to you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because there's so many people who have done it for a while, who have already established some kind of, for lack of a better word, brand. And then it's more about, hey, person X did this. I want to watch it.
Well, you know what it is, too? It's like, it's funny because Gamer McBaggin from the chat just said, is it Chip? It's not Chip. And it's funny because I feel kind of bad for Chip sometimes because of like...
He deserves a lot more clout than he has.
Yeah, exactly.
For what he makes.
Absolutely. It's absolutely crazy, right?
Yeah.
But then, and it's sort of just defeatist because then you look at YouTube and all this stuff and it's like, people really just watch anything. Maybe there really is not a point to making a good Let's Play.
Or maybe starting to now.
Well, no, it's just like, why the fuck not? Make a camcorder. Do it as quickly as you can. If you can get a computer to automate it, why the fuck not? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I wanted it's going to be interesting to see where it goes with the PS4 and Xbox One making sharing what you do so easy and effortless now.
I know, but it's so...
Like, there's no setting up your PVR, hooking up to the computer, syncing your microphone, testing shit. I mean, it just works immediately with the push of a button.
But the thing is, it's not really going to work, right? It's not like...
Well, it depends on what they do with it.
Yeah, like it'll be...
I mean, it's easy to hit share and then scream for hours and not really say anything about what you're playing or contribute on any meaningful level.
Right, not say anything. Like, I just thought of this now. It's like, there's this, like, kind of Let's Play I call, like, a grunting long play, where it's just a long play, but every so often you get yeah. And that's it. That's the quote-unquote commentary,
But maybe there'll be a new generation of people making Let's Play that'll have a lot to say, but now that the barrier of entry is not as severe, maybe they'll have more of a chance to shine and share something good that people will want to see.
No, because the problem is with the extremely low barrier of entry like that, is that the market just gets flooded. It currently is, right?
True. And then it's hard to find the good stuff, or harder to find the good stuff.
Well, what is the good stuff anymore? Like, if you just, I mean, really, like, if you think about it in terms of the market, the NBA's changed me, as you can see, right?
Yeah.
But like, who's popular and what people watch, it's like, why deviate from Minecraft? It doesn't make sense. Like, you might as well just put Minecraft up. You have fun playing Minecraft, people watch you play Minecraft, say a thing here or there, get a few bucks ad revenue, boom.
Well, then the other thing is, will there be a new audience of Let's Play generated from this new easier sharing ability? Will there be people more hungry for that content? And will they be smart enough to be able to find stuff that is for quote unquote quality?
Well, this is my problem, is that now I'm getting very cynical and disillusioned. So my answer is probably not.
You don't think that? Yeah.
I think if you want to know God's honest truth, what I think is really going to happen is the AAA companies are just going to be like, we need to get in on this. Like, this is crazy. So we have the power of the copyright here. None of you get to make money off this except us.
Well, surely PS4 or Sony and Microsoft, if the developers know that it's easy to share everything now. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're getting marketing out of it, right? But I think it's...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But at some point, I think they're like... Some people are just going to be like, you know what? I might as well make this money. You know what I mean? Right. Why am I letting, like, 1,000 people make money that I could be making if I have the power to stop them? Yeah.
But then, will people who want to share this stuff, will they be smart enough to think, wait, I can make money off this and put it on YouTube instead of just leaving it on Twitch?
Yeah, but I'm saying the developers have that power on YouTube, too, right? Because Google sides with them,
Right.
That's the thing, too, when people get mad at, like, Nintendo or Sega for that shit, they kind of forget that Google is kind of the silent partner here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They have all the power.
Yeah, exactly. They're the ones that, like, really do this,
Mm-hmm.
And what are you going to do? It's funny, too, because a lot of the people who do Let's Plays, even the big ones, which is a little odd, I find, is they kind of put all their stock into YouTube. Like, it's funny, because Chip and Ironicus have a website, like chipandironicus.com. So if YouTube blocked all of them, but you were a fan of theirs, you at least have somewhere to go. You know what I mean?
But their videos are all hosted on YouTube, so their website would be just this big old blank canvas that looks nice.
But you could at least the hope is then you could bring them to, like, okay, I'll host here instead, right?
Sure, but where? Where instead?
Exactly. And the problem, too, there's so much fucking content out there that even if someone you were a fan of dropped, you have a replacement.
Yeah.
Maybe not as good a replacement, but,
So since we're waxing philosophic here, let me ask you this.
Okay.
2013.
Yeah.
What is Let's Play?
Now it is?
Yeah, what is it now?
See, that's the problem. I'm all sad and cynical about it. I think it's No. It's I don't really know. It's this product that's becoming more and more ubiquitous, but the problem is it's getting sort of mutated out in the market.
It's getting more and more ubiquitous, but in the hands of a smaller and smaller group.
Well, you know what's kind of funny? Have you seen on YouTube now they have Let's Play, parentheses, no commentary?
Yeah.
Because people are now equating Let's Play with video game footage, period.
Right, so Let's Play equals me watching a video game I didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily commentary, not necessarily anything.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I'm just not playing it.
Yeah.
I'm just passively observing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's getting weird now because, like, it seems like really what people flock to on YouTube is the high-quality footage of the new game, the launch date game, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of Let's Play as video review in a way, except it's generally not as good as a video game review, which I cannot believe I'm saying, by the way.
Is that making something off of Let's Play more obsolete since it has that rule, one of the first rules, that 3-month rule?
I kind of had a talk with Zorak about this, basically.
Uh-huh.
So one thing I will let you know, if you want to break the 3-month rule, just ask, more or less. No, I'm kidding. That's
well, you do make it. The forum makes exceptions for the indie developers who say, "Yeah, go ahead, I don't care."
I'll tell you the truth. I feel it's a very hard rule to enforce nowadays because you have these weird things like episodic content and DLC and regional releases and things like that. So someone's like, "Hey, what do you think of this? The game came out 6 months ago, but the DLC is coming out tomorrow. But they're adding story, but only a couple weapons." And I'm always at that point, I'm like, you know what, just do it because that's you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, if you ask us and you have a good reason, then don't worry about the 3-month rule.
Yeah.
The reason it's still around is just to keep people from flooding it with I bought a new game today. I bought the new game today.
Right.
I'm just gonna put it up day one
and do the and then views.
Well, that's the thing. I'll be frank with you. I had this talk with Zorak. I'm also like, you know what though? I feel like if we did, let's say, remove the 3-month rule, and people did that, then there would have still people be calling them out and stuff for this is a terrible thread.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. In that sense, so
it's kind of like GBS 2.1 in a way, right? So if you remove that rule, maybe the thread or the forum will naturally police itself towards some new interesting direction.
That's the thing. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, exactly. You never know unless you try to find out.
But the problem is too, is that like when you remove all that stuff, then if you go into like no man's land, aka YouTube, then all you get is the launch day Let's Play with people who don't even bother with like, you know what, that wasn't so funny. Maybe I should just try again, kind of thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know, honestly. We're still talking about it.
So I mean, what really matters though with this person you've been talking to is the bottom line.
It's you. Let's face it.
It's me.
No,
it's me.
No.
So what you need to ask me is, am I having fun doing it?
Yeah.
Is there fun in it? Not necessarily. There's no goal to get popular, to get ad revenue, to make a living off of it. God forbid, but just have fun.
Right.
Can you have fun doing it? If not, there's you don't have to keep doing it. You're not obligated to.
I hear you, but it has to be disheartening, even if you are just doing it for fun.
That's the flip side.
It's disheartening, right? Yeah, if you do it and then like you look over and like people are quote unquote enjoying somebody else so much more just because they haven't heard of you because they can't because you're lost in the sea or because you don't want to play Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Or Call of Duty Ghosts. Or
yeah.
What have you,
There is a point where you have fun, sure, but then when it feels like no one's watching you,
it's what it is.
Then it feels like you're talking to an imaginary friend, like you did as a kid.
Like I typically,
and I still do. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, I typically have very little sympathy when people are like, "Oh, I feel bad," that kind of thing, because it's like, on creative endeavor, it's supposed to be like, yeah, well, that's the whole point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you take some risk.
Yeah, exactly. You're putting yourself out there.
Sure.
But that said, I mean, it does sort of suck, I think, to see things that you look at and have like so much effort and things like that behind them just sort of not do badly, but just not do even what looks like the average,
Right.
It's like I don't really know like any sort of parallel thing. But then I wonder too, maybe it's not just Let's Play, maybe it's like anything. Like maybe there's a lot of indie devs who look at Call of Duty Ghosts and they're like, look, this is a fucking reskin of Modern Warfare. I haven't played it. I'm just bullshitting right now. This is a fucking reskin of Modern Warfare 3. It's just a few more maps. Like, how are they selling like these stratospheric fucking numbers, you know? Or even like Square Enix, like you put all these...
It's interesting with Call of Duty Ghosts because the game itself was critically a bit, I don't know if panned is the right word, but it was at least mixed, wasn't it?
Well, but you know what? It doesn't really seem to matter. But does that matter? Right. Or you get to a point too, like the Grand Theft Auto games, they could probably release anything, really, and people would buy it. I'm not saying anything against them. I think they're still good games, right? You've played 5. It's 5 still good, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Let's, if Rockstar wants, they can just release a reskin of 6 and, they'll still get there, you know what I mean? Meanwhile, you have, like, the guys lower on the rung who are struggling for it, It's like the whole thing where Square Enix said they considered the new Tomb Raider a failure, even though it sold really well.
And the game was quite good.
Yeah, but it didn't sell. I guess they were looking at, like, numbers like Call of Duty and all that, and modern Call of Duty and shit like that. The super sellers. The ones that, like, kind of transcend all the video game stuff. And I guess it didn't reach that kind of level. So, but if you look at the numbers, it did well. It was profitable, but I guess just not profitable enough.
But not their projections.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Maybe it's not just Let's Play. Maybe that's just everything. Maybe that's the whole creative force. Maybe maybe authors feel that way. Like Stephen King shits out some zombie bullshit about cell phones. And it's like, I spent a fucking 3 years writing you know what I mean? Did you ever read that book, by the way? Cell?
No.
That was awful. Don't read it. I heard his new one's pretty good, though. But anyway.
That's what I've taken away from this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. That's all there is, basically. I like how we decided to do this live, and we didn't really have an agenda, and then I think I've looked at chat, like, twice. My computer's actually gone to sleep here.
I think we're just depressing the chat right now.
Are we? All right.
I did glance over and saw a couple things like, man, this is a bit of a downer. I'm quitting Let's Play.
You know what, though? I did like doing Room Break. I know no one's going to watch that stream forever, but that was a lot of fucking fun.
Look, you gotta watch, if you didn't watch the stream yesterday when it happened, you need to watch the game.
Wait.
Or if you get bored by the beginning parts, I didn't see the beginning parts, but with the direction that the game goes in.
Skip to chapter 3 with the spies, and then, but watch 4 with the aliens, because I love that so much.
Well, don't spoil it.
I don't think you can. I mean, really, I don't think you can.
Well, there is more to spoil that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was, so yeah, I guess I think about things like that, because I know that's not going to be like, oh my god, you're never going to believe what's happening on this Slow Beef Guy's channel, that kind of thing. But like, yeah, I mean, I guess that's still fun, and you do it for that reason.
To clarify, you're putting on your Slow Beef channel and not Retsutalk.
That's true, yes. Well, honestly, it didn't. That's part of it too, though, because like I was like, this isn't stream kind of lagged, it's a little choppy, but I'm like, what the fuck do I care? You know what I mean? These people watch it.
Sure.
You jerks. No,
but then you're being a hypocrite.
Totally.
And that's fine.
No, but I'm feeling that way lately. It's just like, what do I really care anymore? It's like, I've done this I've been doing this Let's Play shit for like fucking, God, what, 8 years? It's like, there's just it's like, you're so tired.
I was thinking about with the Mario Galaxy video that I uploaded recently. I think I talked to you about this. Like, what if I took my phone, filmed myself trying to use the controller with my feet like Betus did in his Mario 64 Let's Play, and then have an inset of that on the video, but then I don't know how to program that. I could ask somebody, no, it's not worth it.
I was willing to do that for you.
Yeah. And even then I said, nah.
I think, well, that's the thing. I think it could have been a very funny idea, honestly. Yeah, no, it does suck, though, because you have... I remember, like, back in the day, I used to have these, like, wild ideas and shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, Sprung was a bunch of micro-updates that were all in character, written, like, an EN thread, or we'll break the fourth wall with Snatcher, then later you and I just recorded it. But now, yeah, it is just kind of like,
Is it that time where we hand off Let's Play? We've become the old guard now. Is it time to hand it off to this new generation of instant sharing?
No, they're terrible. I hate all of them. No, I don't know. I think maybe it's time to step down and knock it off with this bullshit and grow up.
Or is there room for all the different styles, and then different Let's Play type communities will break off and watch what they want?
It's all about making money nowadays.
You're right. It's all corporate. Big Let's Play.
No. This is what you do. Every video game you ever play, just upload it, put ads on it, hope for the best. Say wacky shit. That's all you do.
Yeah.
But it was a good run while it lasted.
It was. Did we solve anything?
No! We just identified more problems.
Yeah.
I think what it really means is, you know what? This is something I want to bring up. I think we have to go back to doing retsupurae again. And we got to figure out what we can do about the scare cam shit, because that has to be addressed more.
Or maybe we just say, fuck it, have scare cams of us, Statler and Waldorf style, looking down on the Let's Plays and making fun of them. You can show me flipping the bird on air.
You don't have a webcam, do you?
I have a webcam.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the one thing holding us back, I thought.
Remember, we used to do this thing where we like, what if we actually saw each other on the computers and we were able to maybe bounce off each other more, and we discovered that doesn't really play a factor at all?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like staring at my microphone right now. I'm not even like...
Yeah. I'm watching my Audacity graph create waves.
I'm playing with my zipper on my jacket. Maybe I could upload that.
Okay, there's some things you need to keep to yourself.
No, my oh, boy. What do you call it?
What do you call it?
You call it Let's Play, I guess.
There it is.
There it is. Speaking of which, were you playing anything lately?
Well, I've been streaming Spelunky. In the last podcast, did I talk about Spelunky Death Roulette? Or is that on some other thing? I can't keep up with where I talk about things anymore.
No, last podcast we talked to Achievement Hunter.
I mean, we talked to Retsutalk. I mean, the one before that.
I'm pretty sure we didn't.
Okay. Well, Spelunky Death Roulette is a cool concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it. It's a Twitch program where people on Twitch can do that thing where you like, okay, yes, give my account details or whatever to this. Then you place bets with fake money on how the person who is streaming Spelunky will die. And then when you die, you, the streamer, punch in how you died, and then it pays out money to whoever gambled. So it's a neat way to bring a different level of interactivity to Twitch. I really like it. It's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, it's a little buggy. I had some trouble working it. I liked it a lot.
It's a fun thing to do. It's very cash. It lets the viewer participate more than just watching and commenting in a chat room about it.
Does it work like horse racing?
Horse racing. Well, it's not a race.
No. I mean, the odds are based on what people are actually betting.
Well, yeah, so everybody has like $50 to start with. The more money you put in something, if that is how you die, or you can bet on rarer types of deaths. Because like everybody bets on, shopkeeper, spikes, arrow traps.
Yeah.
So the odds are more in your favor, but since more people bet on that, you get paid less because the money gets divided.
Yeah. It's there's a French term for it. It means amongst ourselves. I can't think of it right now. But it's like if you go to horse racing, you're not betting against the house or anything like that.
Right.
So like the odds of the horses winning are completely based on who's betting on what horse, things like that. Like so, and the what am I trying to say here? The thing you bet on. The odds are based on... I said that already. Oh, the house just takes a cut. That's all they do.
I've never been to Las Vegas.
No, it's horse racing. Well, I guess they have horse racing.
Can you tell me about it in terms of NASCAR?
Wait a minute. You've never been to Las Vegas?
Well, I have been to Las Vegas, but not for fun.
What were you? You gonna kill someone?
I'm a strange person.
When did you go to Vegas?
There was a work-related thing happening there one time.
Oh, what thing? You said it kind of low, like you were embarrassed by it. Like,
Well, it is kind of embarrassing, right? You go to Las Vegas and then don't actually do anything in Las Vegas.
It's like the only city where a hooker will dress up like Tifa or some shit like that, But it is, by the way.
I did go to dress up like Tifa at Las Vegas, though. That was the work I had to do.
I understand, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say I was proud of it.
No, well, you shouldn't be. Actually, no, you should be. I'm sorry. Wear that cosplay proud, mon frere.
Done.
Well, that was a weird visual in my head. So, what do you call it? I've only been to Vegas once in my life, but
Oh, just once?
Yeah, just once. I liked it very much.
Maybe that's where we should have Retsucon.
Oh, Retcon?
Retcon.
Are we really? Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I would rather the East Coast just so I don't have to go anywhere. And plus, I think Vegas is like super expensive. Wait, maybe not. I don't know. Actually, no.
Super expensive. Well, it is if you gamble.
No. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, hotels and shit around there are pretty cheap because they want to attract people to gamble and stuff.
Exactly.
I wonder.
They have slot machines in the airport.
But
that's how much
the convention centers must be like a fucking arm and a leg. Not that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to host something there, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't think, honestly, we'd have any pull, really, to seriously do a convention. But, like, the thought is really in my head because, of the whole, like, anti-pax,
Well, we're starting low. We do have a higher than good chance of doing a panel in 2014.
Right.
Thanks to our new best friends at Achievement Hunter / Rooster Teeth.
They're going to listen to this and be like, fuck these depressing assholes. Forget that.
Did you hear them? They talked about how they were doing this bubbly wah shit about Let's Plays going out the door. We talked to them before?
Wait, I know. I want to bring something up about that.
Let's record a rage quit and yell at this TV for an hour. Let's show them. Huh?
I know. No, you know what? It wasn't all depressing. I had a point. I forgot about it. I did. I had a point to this whole, Let's Play thing. I know who to blame.
What?
Whose fault it is that, Let's Plays are like this.
Oh, who?
It's all the fucking viewers. It's because the standards are so low. But it's if you look on Reddit...
Oh, I thought you were going to say Proton John.
No, it is Proton, that's fault. No,
okay.
If you look on, the Let's Play Reddit thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is just basically, why aren't people watching my Let's Plays?
When you said that, I was going to say, what is the point of having a Let's Play subreddit? Due to the way that Reddit works, why would you have Let's Play there?
Because there's occasionally...
Because then it's just hey, look at me!
People who want to promote their channel. But that's what it's become. Yeah,
Where's my post? That's it.
And Northern Lion was saying he wanted to make it into more of a thing that people could talk and work together on stuff,
So it becomes more of a community kind of thing about tips, technical stuff, that kind of thing.
Right. That's the circular problem with it, is that you have all these people who want to enter in. They're like, how do I get people to watch my Let's Play? And it's it's not enough just to make them better now. You got to have better standards yourself. That was the thing. That's the word I want to spread, is don't just, and I know people listening to this already know it, so forget it. But it's when people tell you, hey, like my video, it really helps me out. Fucking don't! Don't do it unless you like the fucking video. Or it's you have to make that shit harder to get. You know what I mean? Put yourself into higher standards. Class up the joint. That's the whole thing, right?
So that's how you get people to watch your stuff, is to class it up?
No. You have to get all the people to class themselves up. The people who are actually fucking watching.
So you want the viewers to have better standards than they have.
Right, exactly. But the thing is that all the people who are kind of well, why aren't people watching my Let's Play? It's because right now the fucking barrier entry is really fucking low, because anyone will accept fucking anything. It's true though.
You recorded something, pat on the back, you did it.
Yes, exactly. Right? Or people get enamored with the concept of the whole fucking video recording Let's Play shit, or the game being played and things like that, right?
YouTube processed it, you did it.
Yes, exactly. But that's impossible, so we're back to square one. Ugh. So now that I feel bad, let's have this really bad feeling convention where we all just pat each other on the back and say, there.
Good news is we are hoping to host a Retsutalk panel. If not at PAX, we think the odds are pretty low there. But Rooster Teeth guys said they would give us a good word.
I heard that it might get a little higher, those odds. But at PAX.
PAX? At PAX.
Yeah.
Should we try to, if you think the odds are good, should we figure out what we're actually going to do then?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of one of the 3 panels, because I like the other 2, but...
Which one? So you did watch a long play and make fun of it live. There was record a podcast live.
No. How are you so fucking disconnected from what we do? Jeez. No, we were going to do promote your Let's Play, which is the help thing, basically.
Right.
We were going to do let's just talk about Let's Play, which is a general Let's Play discussion kind of panel thing.
Oh, right.
And then the Retsupurae podcast, which is just hey, we're here.
Well, the general discussion, that's been done already, hasn't it?
No.
I thought it had.
When? Where? Who?
I feel like that's been done.
Well, good. Anyway, so it hasn't been done. And we are maybe the people to do it.
Or maybe it was at a non-PAX thing that I'm thinking of.
That's probably it.
I remember somebody on Twitter
if it were at
us,
PAX, we would have gone.
Duh.
Yeah. What else do we have to do?
I don't know.
Apparently nothing. Apparently crying my milk. That's all I have to do.
So which of the things did you want to nix?
I'm sorry, I'm tweeting someone right now on my phone.
Okay. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here with me.
Absolutely. No, I'm the promote your Let's Play thing. I think.
Yeah, that's just the logistics of doing that live would be weird. I think.
I would personally like to roll the dice on it, but I know everyone's is also. I got a lot of people IMing me that's a terrible idea because it can totally blow up in your face. But I'm just saying, if Proton John has the fucking balls to do a panel like Nick Arcade or whatever, because
which takes a lot of balls.
Yeah, right? So, what the hell? It's how you become great. That's what Jerry Maguire said. Or no, that's what the kid in Kinko's and Jerry Maguire said.
Yeah, verbatim.
Yeah, he was like Obi-Wan Kenobi, only in that sports movie. Did you ever see Jerry Maguire?
I did.
Okay. You don't even know what I'm talking about, or?
No, too long ago.
Right. I understand.
I saw it. I'm checking Twitter now. I have to see what you tweeted.
This guy posted me something like, "This is terrible." So I go, "Can you be more specific? Because I don't know if he means this podcast or the Room Break videos I've been putting up or Room Break itself or just something else entirely. I don't know. All I know is I have God of War Ascension upstairs, and I do want to play it at some point. Probably not tonight, though.
Right.
Did you ever play the God of Wars?
God of Wars?
Yeah, the game.
I've not played God of Wars.
No, God of War.
I've not played God of War.
2 or 3. It's good series.
Not played any of them.
It's pretty good. It's a Sony exclusive.
They have that bundle on PS3, which looked enticing.
Yeah, you might as well. It's fun.
Look into it.
All right.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, AVGN has a game. And Proteus recommended we get a game.
We get a game?
We make a game about ourselves.
Oh, we make a game.
That's the new thing, is to make games.
Well, if we made a game, wouldn't it just be footage of other people's games?
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
It's not?
No.
You say so.
No, I just had this sort of weird WarioWare-esque kind of thing in my head.
Oh.
You know, like...
So we see 3 seconds of someone's game and have to say something about it real quick before we move on. And if we don't say something, we blow up.
Or it's like a WarioWare micro games kind of thing where you parody other video games. Like you have Minecraft, only it looks like extremely terrible and blocky. Oh. Alright, well, never mind. You can't really exaggerate that one. But,
Does it have big boob mods?
Well, obviously you would have to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that could be an unlockable, like big boob mode, but then you just have boobs on everything, like trees.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Yeah. I'd jerk off. I mean, I think that's funny. And then you add Oculus Rift support with the Sega R360. Bang! Money just comes right out of the fucking screen.
Wow. So this is where Let's Play is gonna go.
And then some asshole will record it with a camcorder and scream and make $1 million.
Bam! So much ad revenue, I can see it.
There's so much money in this equation. It's ridiculous.
My Twitch screen has become $signs from my point of view.
I am gonna fucking get my free copy of Unity up and start coding away right now.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, we waxed philosophic about Let's Play for...
Now see if you guys complain about having guests anymore.
Who needs guests when we're here to bring y'all down?
Speaking of guests, we do have All Sham No Wow. I gotta talk to him. Coming up.
He's watched some of your streams lately, and
yes, I think I made him a moderator.
No,
yeah, I like that guy.
Seems nice.
SSOHPKC.
Yeah.
Although he's doing a lot of launch day games, which is that's gonna be that's gonna be awkward.
It's gonna be a confrontational podcast.
But you see, again, like I'm sort of the id of Retsutalk while you're the ego, so I'm like, fuck it, let's do it.
Right.
I wouldn't even confront him. I would just be like, so you do this thing I hate. What's up with that?
Are you having fun?
I like not think past that at all. You know what I mean? So, you know, Wooly from Two Best Friends Play expressed interest in coming, so I guess I should contact them.
Somebody asked me if we could get Raocow on the podcast, but
yeah,
I would have him certainly, but I'm inclined to think he wouldn't want to do it.
Did I ever tell you how much I love Raocow?
He's a great person.
Did I ever tell you about the Neo Geo contest he was in?
Yes, yeah, you did.
Yeah, did I tell that?
This is, you can say it again, but this is how nice he is.
Okay, we had this contest on Something Awful. It's called the Neo Geo contest, and the idea was you could pick one of the games from the Neo Geo library, do a brief Let's Play video on it, people would vote for it. Raocow picked a Samurai Showdown game. Okay. He was in a round with 6 other people, beats out second place by a few votes. PMs me afterward, and he says, you know what, I think I should bow out of this, because the only reason I think I got the votes I did was because I have a lot of fans already, and they think they just voted for me. And he said something like, I'd rather win, like, justified, or, you know, like, not honorably, he wasn't that weird about it. You know what I mean? He said, like, you'd rather win for real kind of thing.
Exactly, right.
I was like, wow, that is one of the coolest fucking things I have ever seen. Except it was about a Let's Play contest, and who gives a shit.
Right,
but
still.
No, but it was a really cool thing to write, so I'm, like, forever a Raocow fan, yeah.
Yeah, the point is, his heart's in a good place, he's a nice person.
Yeah, I told him to stay in, because I said basically, he did actually have a good video, which, like, Raocow's stuff is it's not exactly my thing because he does that.
Yeah, he has a very definite style, but, it's a style.
It's, hey, this is Ralcow playing a game that your grandmother found in a blender that Ethernet cable was coming out of and sprouting Xbox 360s that was spitting out air conditioners into the red, white, and yellow cables while your CDs were coming out of a Lucky bag, and Lucky You is always on the... You know what I mean? Like that.
Right, it's very extemporaneous, and it's the kind of thing you kind of put on the background and just feel pleasant afterwards.
I could have done that for another 5 minutes, I think, by the way.
Yeah, in fact, the next podcast is going to be that.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it's funny, someone else about that, like, someone else just brought up in the chat. Yeah, he is like the anti-DSP, basically.
Yeah.
He's so lovable.
So, we'd have him on the podcast. I'm just not sure he'd want to.
Yeah.
But if he does, yeah.
Why
by
not?
all means.
You still need to have research indicate Cybershell Proteus.
Yeah. Do you think Proteus would do it? I mean, he was on that Cave Story stream, so I imagine he would.
Yeah, no, he would absolutely do it. He told me he'd do it.
Yeah, we would just need to not have an agenda, I think, for that one.
He wants to do Let's Play, but he's like, the problem is, he's like, I need everything to be perfect,
He said that?
Yeah. Not perfect, but he's like, he's one of those people who's like, I need to do a really good job, you know what I mean? So, like...
He wants to prepare.
Yeah, more or less.
Really?
Yeah.
So Proteus kind of wants to talk about old Let's Play versus new Let's Play, right?
No. I'm sorry.
He wants to, bitch about the forums?
No, back up.
Okay, I'm confused.
No, he wants to do Let's Play again.
Oh.
The problem is
in
that
general,
he's kind of a perfectionist about it and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm like, what about the podcast? He's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I'll just do that. I don't give a care what it is,
So he doesn't give a shit about that.
Right, yeah.
Right.
That it was much gruffer. I'm a fucking kid. What do I give a shit? That kind of thing.
Exactly.
So, but,
Congratulations, Proteus.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, have Tax on again. I don't know.
Sure.
I'd be happy with that.
Anyone else?
I want to get some women here, actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Too many fucking dicks in this goddamn thing. I mean, like, assholes, jerks, but...
I mean, in the streams that I've done the podcasts I've done without you, I've brought the lady energy.
What did you...
Not me personally, but with the...
Right. Gotcha. No, but seriously, it's pretty, yeah. Because I saw somebody ask about that once in the recommendations thread, and I've seen people express interest in that in, like, a non-creepy way. So, yeah, what the hell?
What if we did a guest cast where we just had LP women just chat? Anything they want.
That was my idea. But,
without us dicks in the mix, man.
I think I was thinking about that, I just don't know. I think that it could come across gimmicky,
Sure.
Because it's not like a thing where I'm saying, like, oh, like, the census says we have to. It's just sort of like, we might as well. Like, I mean...
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, there are a lot of women doing Let's Play. I just don't talk to them. Because, I'm very sexist.
Yeah, because cooties.
I refuse to watch women doing Let's Play. It's against my religion, actually. Yeah, I can only watch...
That kind of transcends the duties they have.
I can only watch a woman doing a Let's Play if it's through a burqa, is the thing, that I'm wearing.
I mean, if it's Cooking Mama, I'll watch it.
Oh, well...
But, what?
I'll only watch if it's Castlevania, but that's just because it's a very specific fetish of mine, is the thing.
I understand.
Yes, absolutely. And more gays and black people. That's what the little clipboard I have says here.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
We have certain quotas.
Yeah, basically. Then we will be the most politically correct Let's Play based podcast. Are we the only Let's Play based podcast? No, we're not.
Let's Play based?
Yeah.
Surely not. I'm sure there's other people who do Let's Play that do podcasts just for fun.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. That guy never wrote back to what was terrible, so now I have no idea.
Oh. I think we solved all of the internet's problems.
I think so.
Tonight on this podcast.
All I gotta do is finish Cave Story and I'll be set.
Think you're ever gonna do that?
No.
No.
I've been practicing and I'm getting worse. I have like a 1 in 10 shot of hitting the final boss now. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was at 1 in 4 before, but absolutely. Anyway.
Oh, I think we covered it.
Yeah, I think so.
Unless you want to do some Q&A with the chat afterwards off the air.
I'm fine with that. Well, actually, I don't know if my wife is.
Then we can really be uncuffed.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, anyway.
I'm taking my shirt. Oh, sorry.
All right, folks. Take it easy.
Take it easy. Have a good one. Until next time, etc.